You don't know what it is that you don't understand. You don't know what it is you can't see. You don't know because it's not visual to you. It's like me as a Christian spiritualist and as a prophet. When I look around the world, I see things through my physical eyes as well as through my third eye that when you look, you can't see it. But then when I point it out, you're like, oh, wow, I never noticed that was there. That's been there the whole time. When did they get there? Hold up, when did that become a thing? And you're saying it because to you, you're looking at it with eyes now that I'm helping to develop and I'm helping to open. And that's what whole season is all about. It's about opening up your eyes. It's about going on your own personal journey, whether you are locked in with somebody or not, because you're starting to lock in with yourself, which is what's most important. It's important for you to lock, especially if you're renewing your mind, your body, your spirit, and soul, especially if you take into practice my program. And out of all the healing you're doing, getting rid of generational curses, getting rid of trauma and tragedy, getting rid of all the things that's had you on lockdown, and now you are becoming free. You are a virgin all over again. You are a newborn all over again. Learning how to walk, learning how to talk, learning how to run, learning how to eat, learning how to sleep, learning how to be. And the whole journey is part of it. Whole season, not whole journey. Whole season is a part of it. It's about saying all these things that the world like throws dirt on. You have sex with multiple people, you got to be, and you got to be. You in a relationship with multiple people, you got to be, and you got to be. Oh, you like doing this and you like doing that. You don't like doing this, you don't like doing that. If you do this, then you nasty. If you don't do that, you approved. You don't do that, you a nun. But if you do that, you everything except the child of God. If you got this many kids, then you dead. If you don't have no kids at a certain age, then you dead. You get where I'm going with this. You got all these things that the world is telling you. And then between your raising and your training by your parents and whoever, brought you up, along with the experiences that you've had, along with the stories that you tell yourself, all of that is what's locked in on the inside of you. And all those things are the chains that need to be broken. And they can only truly be broken and you can only start over when you know who you are, what you like, what you want, what you desire, and you go after those things. And more importantly, you activate those things within yourself so that those things can be attracted to you. If you are single and you're working on yourself, I would advise you, get educated. Educate yourself by going to an institution, by going to school, by taking programs that are free as well as pay online, by getting you a life coach like me, or, studying to find yourself, going to YouTube University. I would advise you to, learn how you want your hair, your nails, and your toes to be, what kind of clothing you want to wear, because you are becoming a brand new you. And you are birthing a brand new you while also being pregnant, male or female, while being pregnant with a brand new you. You are birthing you and pregnant with you all at the same time. And you are only going to get the new version of you, and the new version of you is only going to be birthed out of you after you actually know who you are. You can be like Julia Roberts of doing the movie Runaway Bride, where every single time she got into a relationship with a different person, she ate their eggs. However they liked their eggs to be cooked, that's how she ate them. She did not know, and she had no idea about what kind of eggs she actually liked. And it wasn't until, I'm forgetting his name right now, but the same guy that she was playing in with up there on Pretty Woman, that was the guy she ended up with in the movie Runaway Bride. Until he brought awareness, a complete stranger from a whole nother city, state, and town. Until he brought awareness to the fact that she didn't know what she wanted, even when it came down to how she liked her eggs. She wasn't even aware of it. And if she was, it was hidden, or she buried it. And that's what you need to be doing, and the reason and the purpose of why you need to do it. Now, mind you, doing whole season, you don't have to have sex with a soul. It's not even about that. You don't have to date. It's not about that. I would advise you to do those things, especially if you're saying that you're in the market for desiring to have a wife or a husband, a long-term partner. I would advise it, and you're going to be in some major trouble if you don't. And the main reason why is because when they show up, you won't even know who it is. You won't even understand that this is it, that this is the one. But more importantly, the other part is when you get with that person, or when you get with a person and you lock in with that person, it may be some things that you don't know and some experiences that you ain't ever had, that if you had had those experiences, it would make your transition into this relationship a lot better and a lot easier and a lot smoother. But also, you might start craving stuff. You might have a craving. Ask any pregnant woman. I've never been pregnant, but I've had cravings. Very bad, real bad cravings. Where I just gotta have something. I don't even have to have a lot of it. And the more and more I don't get that something that I want, need, or desire, the more I want it, to the point that it hurts. It aches. It aches. It's like a vampire that thirsts for blood. When they don't get it, it hurts. That's the same thing when you don't get something that you need. And it's even worse and real bad when you get in a relationship. Because you may get in a relationship with somebody and they don't like any of those things. Which, again, if you had known you needed those things, that wouldn't have even happened, because you would have attracted somebody that the same things you like and you need and desire, that person like, they want, need, and desire. And y'all are equally yoked on that level. But if you didn't know, or you didn't find out before you locked in, then you're stuck. And not just you're stuck, they're stuck. Because trust me, as unhappy or uncomfortable, frustrated, angry, aching, whatever it is you're feeling, that other person, if they really do love you, they care about you, and they're dedicating themselves to you, they hurt when you hurt. They cry when you cry. They feel depressed when you feel depressed. They angry when you angry. And that's not always good, because you need a grounding cord. Like, especially in a relationship, but your relationship itself needs to be a grounding cord. When you upset, you need a calm for your storm. When you sad, you need a comforter, somebody able to comfort you when you're sad or mad or grieving, frustrated, or you don't know what to do. You and that person don't necessarily need to be on the same energy level, on the same frequency, yes, but on the same energy level. Y'all need to be able to balance each other out. And so if both of y'all is angry, it ain't nothing but anger. And there's nothing to diffuse that anger. If both of y'all is mad, upset, if you're happy, of course you want both of y'all to be happy, but you want at least one of y'all to be rational. You know, it's one thing to say, oh, baby, we're going to go speeding up and down the road. It's another thing altogether if both of y'all is on 100 and you going 60 in a 25-mile zone, and your partner's in the passenger seat is like, yeah, keep going. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, baby, you might want to slow down. You know, a cop could be right around the corner. Somebody could come zooming through. Like, you know, we're going 60 and a 25. You need that. That's needed, necessary, and required. But the reason why whole season is needed, necessary, and required is so that you can connect with who you are on a spiritual level, on a mental, emotional, or physical, and yes, a social and a sexual level. So you know what you want and you desire. Because during that time, especially that single time, that's when you need to be working on yourself. You don't need to attract this awesome, wonderful man or woman into your life. And, ooh, I need to lose 50 pounds. I need to completely rehaul my wardrobe. I need to go stick it 2 or 3 degrees. Ooh, I need to go buy a house. I need to go buy a car. Those are all things you should be working on while you single. When you saying you bored and you don't know what to do, it's like what I used to say back in the day when my business was booming. You ain't got time to be bored. You don't have enough money in the bank account to be bored. If you bored, trust me, it's something you need to be doing. Even if that's just being on YouTube University, learning how to do a trade, learning how to create assets, learning about what liabilities and assets are, learning how to create businesses, learning how to turn your skill sets into a business, learning how to expand your mind, learning how to cook a new recipe or learning how to cook, period. Learning how to clean, learning how to balance a checkbook, learning how to raise children. There's always something that you need to be learning. And during your single time, where you got all the time in the world, that you got time to be bored, that's the time you should be using for that. But it's not limited to that. It's also important to learn about what you like, what you want, and what you need. Because how can someone give you what you want and you need? How can you want something and need something if you don't even know what it is that you're lacking in the first place? Now you can grow on that journey, and that journey is going to continue, and even more so when you get locked in and you come out of house season. And instead, now you in relationship season. Now you in husband and wife season. And it adds to it. Because it's like, ooh, I remember when I tried that. You know what? Let me do this to him. Let me do this to her. See how they like it. Oh, they like it, but they don't really like it like that other person. Let me change it up a little bit more. You know what? It becomes a beautiful, fun game of I can go in my bag of tricks. Because I got bags of tricks. When if you look and you have no bags of tricks, you just lost. You just broken. You just coming up with even more broken pieces that still ain't been healed, still ain't been transmuted into real love, true love, and unconditional love, and still haven't set you free. You still on lockdown. You still a virgin. You still inexperienced. You're still ignorant. This is educating yourself, educating your life. And like I said, you would rather be single when you're going through this season, but it's very much possible to be doing it when you're in a situationship or relationship without a commitment. And the reason why is because if you've been dating somebody for 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, hopefully not 25 years, and this relationship is not going nowhere. And the person that you was when you got in a relationship, you don't lost that person. And that's not necessarily a good thing if you live the person that you were when you were on your journey to becoming who you were trying to become. But you never did become that person because instead of amplifying who and what you were before you got into this situation, you've lost pieces of who you were. And now you are less than who you were as opposed to being who you were and being more than who you were. When you see that this person, they not playing for keeps. They not here forever. They're showing you in their thoughts, their feelings, and emotions. And most importantly, they showing you in their actions that this is not the all be all for them. That the day is going to come where it's going to be done and it's going to be over with. And that person is going to leave you in the dust and move right along. That person can tell you, oh, I love you, things gonna get better, boom, boom, boom. When in reality, their actions is saying, I don't want to be here. I don't even like you, let alone loving you. Yeah, it was fun while it lasted, but as soon as I find my next lily pad I'm gonna jump to, I'm out. You want to be prepared when that happens. More, I ain't being funny. But if it's possible, and then you in the right state of mind, and you got the right state of circumstances and situations, you might want to go ahead on and leap away. But you can only do that from a healed place. You can only do that from a stable and a secure place, and more importantly, a happy place. Because a happy person don't want to be around a grumpy person. A happy person don't want to be around a depressed person. A happy person don't want to be around a toxic person. A happy person don't want to be dealing with constant stuck emotions, and you not communicating, and you not giving, but you're constantly taking. You're using, abusing, and taking advantage, but you're not adding anything to the table. A happy, well put together person don't want any of it. They want to be happy. And if they are ready, set, go, and they good, they got their bag is good, they got their own home to move into. They got their own car to drive away. They got their own money to finance their own lifestyle. And they not afraid to be alone. If anything, they look forward to it. They rather be alone or go get them a dog as opposed to laying down next to somebody but feeling alone every day and every night. They don't want to be arguing and fussing and get confusion. They rather have their head in a good book or be sitting on their couch eating their snacks, watching their own TV, going to the gym. They rather be going out to trendy restaurants and clubs and art galleries and traveling and getting on a plane, a train, or a bus, being anywhere but near that type of energy. That person is just going to get up and leap away. But if you're not in that state of mind, body, spirit, and soul, or circumstances and situations to be able to do that, you can begin your whole season right now, and you don't even need nobody else to do it. It starts with you saying, oh, you don't want to spend no time with me? Or you want to hang out with the fellas? You want to move on to the next chick and think I don't know what you doing behind my back? You want to be in your phone and in DMs and texting and talking to this person and that person? Okay, I got you. Let me go ahead on and look in the mirror. Let me find that person that I lost. Let me rediscover this. But this is what whole season is for. Let me look in the mirror and let me find the person. Let me find the man or the woman that I lost when I started sticking to you. When I started trying to lock in with you. Let me get my hair that I used to have, or find the new hair that is for the new me that I'm ready to become. And I'm ready to be. Let me start getting my makeup done. Let me start getting my hair cut. Let me start taking care of my skincare. Let me start looking at my closet. And even if I just buy one piece at a time, let me start switching up my wardrobe. Hold up, what's going on in my mind and my heart and my spirit? Like, what would I rather be doing and making money? How can I change the situation at my job? Do I need to go ahead on and get me a job? And so on and so forth. Like, do I have a car? Is my car in proper working order? Do I need to pay my car off? Do I need to get a car? Do I need to find other means of transportation? Do I need to put my fillers out there and let people know, look, I'm looking for rides. I'm trying to get a ride back and forth to this job. I'm trying to get this ride back and forth to school. Like, is there a job that I can walk to? Can I take some extra hours that I can work just to take this little extra money and stack it over here in my mad money account so that when I'm ready to go, I can just go? Am I filling out applications online to find my new apartment, find my new house and my new home? Or finding a room that I can rent? Just something so that I can actually get away and be out on my own. Am I making the preparation steps for me, for my authentic self, for my new life experience that I want? And if I'm not going to break up with the person, ain't nobody said you had to. Honestly, I wouldn't advise it. Especially if and when. It ain't no if. Let's cut if out of the situation. Especially with when you start making these changes, that person is gonna see it. See, when they get home and they see your hair, your nails, your toes is put together, your hair's cut, is put together. When they start seeing you wearing them new outfits, and them new shoes, smelling in that new cologne, that new perfume. When they start seeing that, usually when they gone, you blowing up that phone. You ain't blowing that phone up no more. You may answer that phone call, you may return a text, but it takes some time for you to return that phone call or that text. Why? Because you in class. Why? Because you at work. Why? Because you hanging out with these new people that's been attracted to you and you've been attracted to them, because now you've shifted your mindset. You've renewed your mind. You got your list of your things that you're knocking down. And as you're going out there and doing those things, people, places, things, circumstances, and situations that's going to be willing to help you and add to your journey because they see you helping yourself. They're going to desire to step up and step in and start helping you. That's what's going on. So when they call, you may answer on the first ring, you may not. You may return a text message, but you ain't calling. You ain't texting. When they do see you, you ain't moping. You ain't in the corner crying. You ain't giving them no stank eye, and you ain't giving them no stank attitude. When they step in, good morning, good afternoon, good night. How you doing? I'm wonderful. How are you? And some people will call that passive aggressive. I guess you could look at it that way, but in reality, it's just you not being bothered anymore because those things aren't bothering you anymore. When they get up and they grab their keys, they grab their purse, they grab their coat, and they go out, oh, I'm going to hang out with the girls, I'm hang out with the fellas. Whatever excuse that they rattle off, even if they rattle anything off, because they may not even be rattling nothing off. They may just be like, oh, I'm grown, I'm gone, I'm leaving. Peace. Later. Or nothing. Just walk out the door. At that point, you pull out your laptop. At that point, you pull out them books. At that point, you pull out them notes. You keep working on yourself and healing this is all still part of whole season. You're working on yourself. You're healing yourself. You doing your affirmations. You are going online and doing some more research. Like I said, you got your head in a book. You watching movies and TV shows and whatever you see that you like, that you want to be a part of your experience, you start. If you don't connect with people, you on the phone. You on the phone. If you got a rad or somebody's going on or event or something is going on and you may have said no because you didn't know if this person was going to stick around or not. So you didn't want to draw too much attention. But all of a sudden you see that person is. So you on the phone like, yeah, I can come. Yeah, you gonna be here in 10 minutes? Okay, that give me 10 minutes to make sure I shower right quick, put on my clothes, everything put together. You can come and scoop me. All right, let's go. That is the art of hoe season. It's really just you putting yourself first and letting that freaky side, but also the intimate side of yourself, allowing it to shine through and come out so you can learn yourself, so you can discover yourself, so you can get to know yourself, so that you can be yourself. So by the time you look up and you come out of that season, you got a brand new life. You have a brand new experience. When you start trying to manifest the new things that you want, the new man, the new woman, the new job, the new business, the new health, the new wealth, the new happiness, the new success, the new love, because you've already manifested the new self-love and you have changed what you believe. You have changed your belief system. Everything else automatically on autopilot, auto responder style, quick. It changes right along with it. So before you know it, if you are in a relationship, you are out of that relationship. You are done. You are in 2 weeks, or if you nice, in 30 days, I'm just letting you know I'm moving out. Where you needed to ride in a car, you don't got enough money stacked up in your mad money account. You just go get a car, and when they pull up and they see the car, and they're like, yo, whose car is that, man? You got a car? Yeah. Where you get that from? Pay for it. Not that you have to explain, but if you desire to, pay for it. With what? My money. What money? Money I've been saving. You been saving money? Yeah. Okay. Hold up, what's these boxes in here? Like, we leaving? The landlord said they need to come in and spray. What's going on? No, I'm leaving. I'm moving. You leaving? Yeah, I'm leaving. Well, when did this come about? When I made up my mind I was going to. And when was that? Maybe a month ago. Maybe 3 months ago. Maybe 6 months ago. And some people may say this is petty, but no, it's just being real. I tell y'all every time, tell people the cold truth. Tell yourself the cold truth, not the hot lie. You can just be real. I did it 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, however long it took. Hopefully it don't take that long. And if you're working with Jesus, I promise you, it ain't gonna take that long. But When I got tired, when we had that last argument, when I realized you wasn't going to change, when I realized that you had made up your mind that this ain't for you, and you just sitting around waiting until what's for you shows up, and I want to go ahead on and help you and make room for whatever's supposed to be showing up for you next. I'm tired of arguing. I'm tired of us not making love. I'm tired of you disrespecting me. I'm tired of you taking me for granted. I'm tired of you treating me less than what and who I am. What's I am and whose I am, including I'm myself. I was tired of being that person that I had become while I was with you. I lost myself in you. I fell for you and I fell in you instead of being with you, instead of you being with me. I don't like you like that no more. You don't like me like that no more. I'm tired of fussing and the fighting and the arguing. I'm tired of you not picking up the slack financially. I'm tired of you not being responsible and taking responsibility for yourself, for your actions. Whatever it is that it is, just tell them the truth. And they won't know until they come and they see them boxes, or they won't know until when they come and all your stuff is gone. They won't know until you've completely disappeared. And that is the reason and the purpose of hoe season. It's both to build yourself for you, and it's also if you are stuck in a situation or a relationship or whatever the situation may be that you are in, that you are bringing yourself out of, it is you bringing yourself out of it by finding out what you like, what you don't like, who you want, who you don't want, the experiences you want to have, and the experiences that you don't want anymore. That you are releasing, you are letting go of, and you are moving on from. And in that order. We're going to expand this because I'm going to actually show you, through my own experiences, like each one. And I had a lot of them. It didn't last very long. It lasted, I think we counted mine up the other day. My whole season lasted for about a year. About a year. Just up until 1 month before I met my husband. And it was only when I finally got that mindset, started renewing my mind, found out who I was, found out what I liked, what I didn't like, found out what I wanted to stand for, so I wouldn't keep falling for just anything. And once you do that, you're going to get the same experience. You're going to see yourself at that point being able to get married. You're going to see yourself getting married, and then you're actually going to meet that person and you're going to get married. And that person may even already be around you, but you will only be able to see them, and circumstances and situations will only line up between you and them once you've done this. Okay? I'm going to get out of here. I love y'all. Whether this help you today, tomorrow, or 165 years from now, allow this to be a template for your life experience to get you and keep you in alignment for your greatest and highest good. I love you. God bless you. And I hope y'all have an amazing day. You heard me? Peace.